Have you ever wondered what it takes to win one of NASCAR's most thrilling races of the season? In a recent race at Bristol Motor Speedway, there were a lot of crazy turns, and both season winners and rising stars got results they didn't expect. So stay tuned to NASCAR Zone for more on the nail-biting action, dramatic eliminations, and outstanding performances that define the next leg of the NASCAR playoffs with just 12 drivers remaining. But before we dive into that, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Denny Hamlin didn't just secure his spot in the round of 12 of the NASCAR playoffs on points. He absolutely owned the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway, bagging his third win of the 2023 season and his 51st in the Cup Series career. Hamlin's victory was pretty convincing, especially in those last 150 laps. He smoothly passed Ty Gibbs and then left Kyle Larson in the dust during the final green flag run. Among the 12 drivers who moved on to the next round of the playoffs, two were particularly impressive. Martin Truex Jr., the 2017 Cup Series champ, and Bubba Wallace both squeezed through, even though they were on the brink of elimination before Saturday night's race. Unfortunately, it was a tough night for 2014 Cup champion Kevin Harvick and defending Cup champ Joey Logano, as they got the boot from the playoffs due to some issues. Despite Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Michael McDowell pulling off top 10 finishes, their playoff journey came to an end. In his post-victory interview with NBC Sports, Hamlin couldn't contain his excitement.
Can't thank this whole FedEx team enough. They really kicked ass this whole first round. Just amazing how good our team has been. Just so happy about the way we're running, and man, can't wait to keep going. It's our year. I just feel like we've got it all put together. We got the speed, every single type of racetrack, and nothing to stop us at this point.
Hamlin's third victory at Bristol not only brought him closer to his first Cup championship, but also solidified his status as NASCAR's ultimate heel under the night lights. During the driver introductions, Hamlin confidently assumed the crowd already knew who he was. No introduction needed. As Hamlin triumphantly waved the checkered flag, he didn't miss the chance to remind the audience of his accomplishment.
I beat your favorite driver.
And who would that be?
All of them.
Now, let's talk about the champs and the close calls. Before the Saturday night elimination race, all eyes were on Martin Truex Jr., facing immense pressure to avoid becoming the first regular season champion to exit the playoffs in the first round. Fortunately, he managed to steer clear of disaster this time around. Truex had a shaky second half of the race, and his playoff dreams teetered on the edge when he had a nerve-wracking moment. He lost control on the exit of Turn 4, scraped the wall with his right rear quarter panel, and came dangerously close to spinning out. Despite finishing 19th, he squeaked into the round of 12 by a mere 5 points. Truex told NBC Sports, "It was just a fighting night.
All in all, it was just a fighting night. We had to fight through it and do the best we could, and it wasn't pretty, but it was enough. So now we reset and we can go, hopefully not have 2 terrible weeks in a row like we did this round in the next couple, and be in good shape."
As Truex managed to dodge a place in the history books he'd rather not occupy, the spotlight shifted to another Cup champion, Joey Logano. Logano had a challenging race, stuck deep in the field when Corey LaJoie spun at the end of the backstretch and slid into traffic in Turn 3, causing a major pileup on lap 262. Logano, along with several other cars, was caught up in the chaos. Unfortunately, Logano's night ended in a disappointing 34th place finish, and he became the first defending Cup Series champion to be eliminated from the playoffs in the round of 16. While Logano's playoff hopes crashed and burned in spectacular fashion, Kevin Harvick's quest for a second and final Cup championship quietly faded away. Harvick hadn't been running well even before getting tangled up in the multi-car accident that also involved Logano. He ultimately crossed the finish line 5 laps down in 29th place, missing the next round by a mere 4 points. Harvick summed up his night with brutal honesty, saying,
we've been like that all year. We've been hit or miss, and tonight we just missed by a mile. I didn't really have many expectations, with as up and down as the year has been, so is what it is. That's probably about what we deserve.
At the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway, 12 of the 16 drivers in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs were eliminated. Is your driver among the last 12? We're all ears. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to hit the bell button and subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates. Now, let's shift our focus to the round of 12. For Truex, the round of 16 struggles are now water under the bridge. Thanks to the playoff points he racked up as the regular season champ, Truex goes from narrowly escaping elimination to reclaiming the top spot in the playoff standings. He's tied with William Byron, both enjoying a 25-point cushion above the cut line. Denny Hamlin, plus 21. Kyle Larson, plus 12. Chris Buescher, plus 10. Kyle Busch, plus 8. Christopher Bell, plus 5. And Kyle Larson, plus 3. Also start the next round comfortably above the cut line. On the other hand, Ross Chastain, minus 3. Brad Keselowski, minus 3. And Ryan Blaney, minus 6. Have their work cut out for them as they begin the next round below the cut line. Bubba Wallace faces the biggest challenge, trailing by 14 points. Nonetheless, just making it to the next round in his debut NASCAR playoff appearance is a remarkable achievement for Wallace, especially considering the adversity he faced after a blown tire at Kansas. Wallace, who finished a lap down in 14th, credited his advancement to a strong third-place finish in Stage 1, which earned him valuable points. Wallace told NBC Sports,
I love where I'm at in this team. Wish Mom and Dad and my sister were here to celebrate with me. A career year. Just got to keep it going. Appreciate all the partners involved. I'm mentally exhausted. I'm wore out. Gave it our all there. Battled hard and executed, and that's what you got to do. So we know next week's a reset, and we just got to go out and have some fun and work our asses off. But thank you to the ones that believe in me. Keep it going, and on to next week.
And finally, the race results highlight Denny Hamlin's impressive feat. After leading a whopping 142 laps, he joined an elite club as the 12th driver in NASCAR Cup Series history to lead over 14,000 laps in his career. With his 51st career win, Hamlin also secured a unique distinction as the winningest driver in history to have never won a Cup Series championship, breaking the tie he held with Hall of Famer Junior Johnson. Two drivers had standout performances, setting new career bests in laps led, but their outcomes varied. Ty Gibbs, who had never led more than 4 laps in any Cup race at the start of his career, turned heads by leading a whopping 102 laps after the halfway point, ultimately matching his career best finish with a solid 5th place. On the other hand, Corey LaJoie employed some strategic moves to lead 48 laps and secure a 2nd place finish in Stage 1, more than doubling his previous best of 19 laps led, which he achieved back in July 2022. Unfortunately, LaJoie's night took a turn for the worse, and he ended up finishing 25th after a mid-race accident. Despite being eliminated from the playoffs in the first round, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. continued to showcase his resilience with a 10th place finish. This marked his 8th top 10 finish of the year, just one shy of his career high of 9, which he set back in 2017. With 7 races left in the season, Stenhouse has a chance to equal or even surpass that impressive total. One of the most impressive drivers of the night was arguably Carson Hocevar, who continued to shine in just his 4th career Cup start. Hocevar consistently ran within the top 10 and ultimately secured an impressive 11th place finish, which stands as the best performance of the season for the Legacy Motor Club number 42 team. On a night when Stewart-Haas Racing's hopes of securing a championship with Kevin Harvick were dashed, it was short track specialist Ryan Preece who carried the team's banner. Preece's 12th place finish stood as the best result for any SHR car, and it marked his first top 15 finish since his impressive 5th place run at Richmond back in July. Looking ahead, the round of 12 kicks off with a trip to the Lone Star State and the Texas Motor Speedway for the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400. You can catch all the action next Sunday, starting at 3:30 p.m. ET on USA Network. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.